And welcome back to the channel. On this video I'm going to be riding the King Bull Hunter 2.0, as you see it right there. Now this is a class 2 and class 3 e-bike. It does have a throttle, and I want to talk about throttles and e-bikes and speeds and all that on this video with respect to New Jersey and their new proposal that's moving forward closer to reality as far as charging you or forcing you to get insurance, registration, and your bike licensed. And that's all classes of e-bike, not just class 3. We're talking class 1 and class 2 as well. So here's what they say. So a Senate panel unanimously advanced legislation Thursday that would expand the definition of motorized bikes despite staunch opposition from cyclists and hesitation from some of the lawmakers themselves. And basically, the bill would remove all existing classifications of electric bikes and redefine and expand the classification of motorized bicycles to include pedal bikes with electric motors that assist the rider. By redesigning low-speed electric bikes as motorized bikes, people would be required to license, register, and insure them to use them in New Jersey. And that is as of a few days ago here. Actually, I think it might have been yesterday, actually. Well, a couple days ago, because you're going to see this the next day. So let's hop on and talk about it. And this time I'm doing a video in the late afternoon. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon. I normally do videos earlier than this, but I had things going on and I was not home and able to do it. So now we're ready to go. This video will be out the next day on Saturday. I'm doing it on Friday, December the 5th. And so the temperature today is a little different than it's been. It's a little bit warmer. It's 38. And the wind chill's 35, so that's about 3 Celsius, and with the wind it feels like about 1 or 2, so a little bit warmer than it's been, but still cold. But I'm bundled up and ready to go. So let's talk about this though. This is huge news if this ever comes to be. I mean, that's the start of things. That's going to kick it off for other places to follow suit, I think, and that's not good. A lot of people are on these e-bikes just basically to save money, right? So that is a real kick there doing that, but we'll see what happens and where this goes. I don't know. Basically, to me, this is taking e-bikes right out of people's hands completely, unless you want to pay, So you're trying to afford to ride an e-bike to get yourself to work compared to prices of cars that are very expensive. And for those two that just want to pleasure ride, you're not using it beyond having fun on, and what's wrong with that? And they're going to charge you now to ride what they used to call a bicycle. But it's only motorized. If it has a motor on it, you're going to pay. I think it might also include scooters, but I was more focused on electric bikes as opposed to focusing on the scooters. Personally, I don't like it, but I'm just one person. I'd love to hear your opinions on this. I'll probably put a poll up question on this ahead of the video tomorrow, so hopefully you go to the channel community page there and place your vote on your thoughts on this, whether you agree with it or not. I'll put up a multiple choice question and we'll see the responses that we get. I'm sure the people that are against bikes, and especially against e-bikes, are going to love this, because they want to see less e-bikes on the street, and that'll probably do it. You know, if they, especially if they enforce it, because I can see a lot of people just not complying, right? Just not doing it. Saying, the heck with you, you know, I'm just going to keep riding it as I've been. You know, some people have been riding e-bikes for many years, since they almost first came out or whatever, and I've been riding my e-bike no problem for, I guess, about 7 years now. I always get mixed up whether it was 2018 or 19 that I bought my first Rad Rover. It's either 6 or 7 years now. It was in November too, Black Friday, that I bought my first bike. And now they say, show me the money. Not only are we going to have issues like that possibly in the future, because if one does it and other communities or states see that, they're just going to follow along. They may as well also kick in there at the same time the speed limit, put it back to 15 like they did in New York. So then you would have to pay and only be able to ride up to 15. They did say also about adding another higher speed. Well, geez, if you're going to pay anyway, then what difference does it make? You may as well get whatever speed you want if you're paying for it anyway. And the other thing is, we may as well just ride on the road. We should be treated just like a car. Give us enough room and everything just like a car has. Make the lanes all wider, the bike lanes. Because we're paying just like a car does if they do that, you know, kind of deal. So personally, I don't like it, but then, like I say, the ones that are against e-bikes are going to love it. You know, they'll say there, yeah, it's about time you did it. So let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. It's not a law yet, but it's moving forward. You know, it's basically, to me, just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time before they get you with money and have to pay. Oh man, could you at least signal when you were turning? I didn't know you were turning, buddy. See that? And that's your mail truck. United States Parcel Service. Come on, wake up. See, I don't even know if he saw me. I was going to go around him and then he started going. Inconceivable. So if I hear any more on this, I'll certainly keep up on it and let you know. If anybody has information beyond what I'm saying that maybe lives in New Jersey and is right there and got their eyes all peeled all over that, then definitely let us know what's going on there. Will there be protests? I think what's going to happen is people are just not going to register their bikes or pay insurance. They're just going to keep riding. And I assume the licensing is a plate too. You have to put on there so they can track you, because how else are they going to know? Then they'll have the e-bike cameras out after you. Maybe they'll just have e-bike cops, you know, like, that ride around, because there are e-bike cops out there, right? Guys that ride on the e-bikes. Well, maybe they'll use them as the law enforcer and nab those e-bikers. So anyway, I don't like it. I think it stinks, but that's just me. And when I was reading this stuff, I'm thinking, are you kidding me? I'm not surprised though. It just takes one, and that's a big state, New Jersey, heavily populated, so of course my mouth isn't working right because it's cold out here. All I can say is inconceivable. So if that happened to make the rounds over to your state, wherever you are, or your country, well, if you're in Europe, you're saying, what's the big fuss? We can only go 15 miles an hour. But anyway, if you're in the US and it comes around to your state, what would you do? Would you continue to ride as you do now, or would you abide by the law and start paying your share of insurance, registering your bike, getting the license, the plate on it, all that good stuff, and be, I guess you would say, be legal? So then, what will they do next after that? What else can they do after that? Maybe an extra tax on our battery. All electric batteries have to pay an additional tax. Maybe that's next. Oh, I just heard my tire pop. I hope that wasn't anything substantial. Who comes up with all these ideas anyway? Generally the ones that do come up with it are the ones that never ride an e-bike. I bet you anything. Maybe we need Arnold Schwarzenegger to look into this. He's a big e-bike guy. Hey Arnold, help us out. Oh well, it's not a law yet, but we'll keep an eye on it. You know one thing, once it starts getting proposed, eventually they come around and make it law. I don't know who they are. They're non-e-bike riders. They don't like e-bikes, I guarantee you. And of course this is all stemming from too many accidents on e-bikes. They said there's far too many going to the emergency rooms. And whenever I look up a story, and I was looking and saw something today on a couple of e-bike accidents recently around the country, and guess what? They were all, I believe it was 13 years or younger, or the couple that I read. And I swear every time I see anything to do with an accident, it seems to be over 90% of the time anyway, youngsters like 15 or less. So maybe the law should be 16 to ride an e-bike. I don't know. If you have any ideas on e-bike laws and what we should be seeing, give us your ideas in the comments section. That's going to do it for this video. Whew. Feels like I got a workout that time. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, thank you very much. Just hit that subscribe button. If you want to be notified as to when the next video comes up on the channel, just hit that notification bell. And if you want to leave a comment on this or any other videos that you've seen on the channel, go ahead and leave that in the comments below. Once again, thank you for joining me on this video. And until next time, Enjoy those e-bikes, and we'll catch you next time. Until then, keep your wheels on the road. See you later.